Hello, folks, and welcome to the Vertigo Tea Party, and let's try Space Hulk. Space Hulk is a turn-based strategy game, a lot like XCOM if you've played that. It's $30, available on Windows, Mac, and iOS. It's by Full Control Software. You can get it on Steam or Gamersgate. It does have achievements and support for Steam trading cards if you are into that type of thing. And as you can see, it has both a single-player campaign, and you can play it multiplayer, where you are one person is the Marines, the other person is the Gene Stealers. A lot of you might be aware of this, but Space Hulk is based on an old Warhammer 40k board game, which I've never played, so I will be going into this as someone who never played the game. This is their first experience with Space Hulk. So let's go ahead and go into the campaign. I've played about 4 hours. There's a prequel, which is more or less a tutorial. We're going to go ahead and kick off to Sins and Damnation. And let's go ahead and we'll do, you see, I've did the tutorial, I did the first 2 missions. Let's go ahead and redo mission 3, Rescue. I think that sounds like a good one.
Our assault cuts deeper into the Hulk, but one of our cyber-altered task units has been lost in the zone beyond our perimeter. We must have the information it carries, for failure in this will bring ruin to all. Sergeant of the squad, accept your orders. 2 squads are at your command. You will deploy all Terminators here. Scans have detected Gene Stealer presence in these areas. You must retrieve the faulty CAT. The enemy seem to know what we intend. They approach.
So these are spots that you can drop off. This is the first mission that you play with 2 different squads. The objective here is to get an item from this end over here to the teleporters to escape. So let's go ahead and select this and get started. Alrighty, Terminator's turn. Onwards, brothers, in his glory. So before we start, most missions, and each mission is a little different, but, or at least the ones I have played, you get to decide where to put your units. So we know that we've got to get a unit who has a cat here all the way over here, which doesn't seem that difficult, but you shall see soon enough that that is a different story. You can play on 3 different difficulties, and even on medium, I've had some hard times. So let's go ahead. We're going to put our squad leader up here. And again, I've played this before. That doesn't mean I'll actually, be successful. But we will give her a shot regardless. So we're going to put this guy here. Put the flamer here. And we'll put one more guy up there. And another guy here. So we need to check the other squad, which is going to go down here. This sergeant is pretty useless. He doesn't have a gun, he just has a hammer. And even though he has a bonus with melee combat in this game, if you get in melee combat, there's a pretty good chance you're just going to die. So we're going to put him in the back because he's mostly worthless. We have the chain gunner, who is by far the biggest badass in this game. Put him here. I'm not sure what this is. Oh, chain fist dude. We'll put him behind here, and we'll put the last 2 people over here. So now we're all set up. Let's go ahead and deploy. We'll warp in.
Ready as commanded.
Now, the first thing you'll probably notice up here is the cam, the shoulder cam, so that you can click on each guy and see what they see. It doesn't add anything tactful, doesn't add for your tactics or gameplay wise, but I love it. I really, really like the camera. It makes it gives it a more realistic feel. It makes me really feel like I'm commanding these units and I'm seeing through their eyes what they see. I really, really like that touch. So this person has the cat. I don't know if it's different every time because I'm pretty sure somebody else had it last time. But anyway, we will go ahead and move him forward. Now, these doors, to open a door takes an action point. So let's go over that very quickly. Every unit has 4 action points. You also have command points. Command points are random every round. They can be 1 to 6. And any Marine on the entire map can use this. So, for example, let's say I wanted to move him over here. When I highlight these squares, you can see how many action points it takes. 1, 2, 3, or 4. But if I do this, it says 4 plus 1 in orange. The 1 is how many the command points I use. Now, of course, once he uses it, no one else can use that. But you'll notice, well, 1 out of 6 is pretty crappy. We've got these dice here. As long as you have a sergeant alive, you can re-roll those, which we definitely want to do. And we got 2. Great. Super lucky. So I try not to use command points from the start. Let's go ahead and move him over here. Now you see it takes 2 here, 2 to get him to move here, then 4 to make him go here. Why is that? A few reasons. One, let's go ahead and move him over while I'm talking. There's a door here. It takes 1 action point to open a door. It also takes an action point to get these guys to turn. Because they are basically walking tanks, even getting this guy to face north, even though he's facing west right now, would take an action point. So you had to keep that in mind. There's a lot more restrictions than if you've come from a game like, again, XCOM, which I'm going to make that comparison a few times, just because that's the most recent and popular game that this is going to be like, that a lot of you have probably, or maybe have played. So, this is the guy we had to protect at all costs. Now, I don't want to just run him through, because any of these red areas, Gene Stealers can spawn, which are your primary enemy, or at least the only enemy I've seen so far, and it's random. So we could go the whole game, and not a single enemy will spawn out of here. But that's highly unlikely. So I don't want to just rush him out, especially because he is so slow. He could easily get caught. So I wanted to keep him with his men. So we're going to stop him right there. We're going to move this guy up to...
Yes, my lord.
Now, and my first complaint is, notice how slow these guys move. It makes sense that they move this slow, given what they are wearing. However, it can be a little tedious waiting for them to move. However, you can actually do other things. So while this guy's moving, you can tell other units to move as well. So most of the time, it's not a big deal. So we're going to put him into Overwatch.
Holding position.
Overwatch means that if an enemy comes within sight of him, he's automatically going to shoot. So during the Gene Stealer's turn, because again, this is turn-based, if a Gene Stealer like runs out here, he'll get a shot off. Now, if you're familiar with this, again, if you've played XCOM, the nice thing about Overwatch in this game is you can continually get Overwatch. So if an enemy moves here, you get a shot off. If the enemy then moves here, you get another shot off. If they move there, you get another shot off. That sounds great and even overpowered. The problem is your guns jam all the time, and we'll go over that in just a minute. So we're going to go ahead and turn this guy around. You can turn your unit just by selecting him and then holding the left mouse button and then turning. And if you do a mistake, oops, I didn't mean to do that. They actually do have an undo button, which I really like because I have fat-fingered things a few times. So there's a door here. Let's go ahead and open that door and use up his last action point. So now let's go ahead and start moving these guys, and we'll start moving a little quicker now that I've shown you guys just the very basics. These guys are going to help secure this bottom path because basically all these guys are going to run interference for the guy with the cat. So it's football terms because, you know, I know football so incredibly well. So we're going to run this guy out here. While we're waiting on him, we can't turn him. That's fine. Now you're probably starting to understand why it's a little harder than it looks like to get this guy from here to the other end of the map with them moving so slow. And every round, more enemies will spawn. So keep that in mind. So we've got this upper area semi-secure. And we're setting up the bottom here. This guy's out of action points, so before we use any command points, let's go ahead and move on down. You can also switch to a strategic view so that you can see the entire map. You can see where your units are. You can see where the spawn points are just at a quick glance. So we want to get this bottom area secure and get some of these forces up to the north to help support the sergeant carrying the cat. Now, these chain guys are badass. So what we're going to do, we're going to move him up here. And while he's doing that, this guy's going to move here. Actually, he's going to go ahead and move all the way up. And we're going to have him turn towards the door. And he's going to open this door. Because there spawns over here, and we're going to put him Overwatch. Now, we can't do it yet because he's out of action points. Or technically we could because we have command points, but we're not going to do that just yet. I'm going to go ahead and move this guy up. See, last time I left the guy here, but the chain guy is so insanely good. I'm going to take both of these troops up. And we're going to, while he's moving, we're going to move him up 4. And we're going to take this Worthless Sergeant guy and move him up 4. I might leave this guy down here to support the chain guy in case things go bad. Or just as bait. I haven't decided yet. You can also see all of your troops over here in that squad. This is squad Lorenzo, and then this is squad Gideon. And you can see they're all out of action points, so we're pretty good to go here. The Flamer guy, or this, yeah, the Flamer guy has 1. And this other assault guy also has 1. But they're kind of stuck. So we still have the 2 command points. So what I want to do is go ahead and get this guy set up over here. Bring him in a bit more. And we'll use our action points. Because enemies could spawn, I want to be ready to go. So let's go ahead and turn him and open the door. And that's pretty much all the moves we have. Alright, so now we will end turn and enemies will spawn. I think enemies can spawn like twice. Or maybe it's 1. Nope, twice it looks like. It might differ per round, I don't know. Now, right now, the enemies appear like this weird 3-section of red glowing enemies. That doesn't mean there's 3 enemies there. We just know that there's enemies there, but we don't know how many yet. As soon as we have a Marine see them, it automatically will show us, is it 1, 2, or 3. So this guy, again, is going to go on Overwatch. He's going to watch our flank, as he said. And since we know we're clear down here for now, I'm going to go ahead and move this guy here.
Move.
And we're going to start moving out. Actually, this guy... No, this guy is going to go ahead and come on down as well. Now you see, it does take them a while, so it's good that you can move more than once. And because this guy might fail in his duties, we're going to have the guy that's in here face up. And then when he turns around, we are going to put him into... Actually, we're going to wait to put him Overwatch, and you'll see why in just a minute. So I want this guy to watch this spawn point and this spawn point, because if they spawn here, obviously they have to run out to get him. So we're going to have him turn. And let's see, this guy's out of movement, so is this one. This guy still has 3, but we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait on that. So we're pretty good to go up there for now. We're still setting up down here. We see an enemy here, so I'm actually just gonna shoot at him with the assault cannon. And we're gonna blow his top half off, so I think he might be dead.
None shall survive.
I like the voice acting in this game as well. I think it's well done, very Warhammer-y. Even though my knowledge of the Warhammer universe is very limited. So we're going to put him on Overwatch.
Overwatch.
As you can see, he also has limited ammunition. Most guys have unlimited ammo. They never have to reload. He has unlimited, or he has a set amount of ammo, 10 rounds, or he can have 10 rounds loaded at a time. So you do have to reload sometimes. One thing that sucks about him is his gun can't jam. But if you get very unlucky on a reroll, or I think it's like the attack after a reload, your gun can actually blow up, which I think is kind of lame that you can get completely boned by the RNG basically. But anyway, let's go ahead and get these guys up. I want to get them up here. I want these halls secured ASAP so that the guy can just run through. And once we have everything secured, you can actually just start using all your command points to run your guy with the cat through as fast as possible. And if the guy with the cat dies, in this case, he actually just drops the item, and you can have another Marine pick it up, which is nice. So this guy's going to hold these 3 positions by himself, and as you will probably see, he can do it quite efficiently. So we have 4 command points. So we have to say, how do we wisely use those command points? So I don't really want to put this guy on Overwatch. Our main objective is to watch our flank. So let's go ahead. How much do we have to move to get him out? So where's our flamer, by the way? Kind of lost track of him. Actually, do we not have... Oh, no, wait. That's the wrong... Here we go. Where's the... Okay, I've got the flamer selected. And I'll definitely show you the flamethrower in a bit. I actually forgot this guy was a flamethrower, which is kind of a problem, but that's okay. we want him securing the front. So let's go ahead and we're just going to throw in the command points to get him moved up as fast as possible. Because I'd like to back this guy up. Especially with a flamer. A flamer is very good at keeping enemies coming from certain locations, as you will see very shortly. Let's see, we'll go ahead and put this guy into Overwatch.
Let them come.
This guy's out of action points, I believe. Yes, he is. The point here is, if this guy fails, this guy will get his chance if they come through the door, which they will almost try to do. Because again, we want to protect the guy with the cat. So they're all set, ready to go. I believe these guys are all used up. All right. Go ahead and intern. But yeah, the difficulty is actually a little high. Maybe not unfairly so, but it is higher than... get used to hearing that. My bolter is jammed. It can actually be incredibly frustrating. Because your bolter jams all the damn time. It seems to happen mostly when you're Overwatch. So it seems. So again, like I was talking about before, and it takes one action point to unjam it. Overwatch sounds great. You can shoot over and over theoretically, but from my experience, the gun almost always jams after the first set of rounds. So the enemy moves here, you get your shots off. They move here, your gun jams. Like almost every time. So it ends up being worthless because the other problem is you cannot shoot for shit. Like it seems like on Overwatch, maybe I've just gotten lucky, you hit more often. But as you're probably about to see here, you miss a lot. Now, you do only have to hit the enemy one time. So it's an interesting balancing act in that, well, you miss a shitload, but you only have to hit them one time in order to kill them. But it's frustrating because they can be right here. And I think I need a... I can't remember. I think I need a 6 or a 5. We'll find. If you look down here, you'll see. I see, yeah. I have to roll a 6 on a d6 to hit them. I think you get bonuses. As you can see, I usually don't roll like a 1 or a 2. But a 3 and a 4, and I rolled twice. Missed. All right, well, let's shoot again. So we missed yet again, even though he's point blank. And finally, he kills one. So it took 3 action points to kill one enemy. That is incredibly frustrating. That these are guys that are supposed to be super badass space marines, or whatever the hell they are, and they cannot shoot for shit. They're like stormtroopers. So I don't know if this guy can actually see him. No, he cannot. So this is a problem now. I've got 6 command points, which is great. So I might just try to keep trying to shoot him. But we have our own problem down here. What we're going to do is go ahead and put this guy... Actually, we're going to wait on that. I want to see how far this guy can move without using action points. He can only move to here, so let's go ahead and move him down. One nice thing is that, let's say I used an action points to move backwards. You can use 2 action points to move backwards. If you see a gene stealer or an enemy or whatever, and you move so that you're keeping your face facing them, you actually shoot as you move, which is really nice. But again, you miss so much, it usually doesn't really help much. So we've got this situation down here. I'm not too worried about this because even if this guy dies, you've got this guy could probably take care of him. This is looking a little bit more dangerous because they are right up in the gene stealer's, or in the cat guy's face. So what I'm going to do is we'll go ahead and... Because we've got him there, I want to move this guy 1 space back just to give him a little bit more leeway. So you see he actually backs up instead of turning around, which is what you want in this case. And we'll put him on Overwatch.
Scanning for enemy movement.
This gives him a little bit more room. Not that it's going to matter because his gun's going to jam. And you will see that again here shortly. And we'll see. He can move up to here without using command points. Because my question right now is, do I use this guy, use an action point, or command points to kill this guy so that I can run up and block this section with these 2 guys? Because obviously you don't want to lose units if you can. I think you get a score bonus if you keep them alive as well. So let's... But we also want to get this guy far away. Because even if he does drop the cat, somebody else could pick it up, but it takes a long time to run back, pick it up, and then of course these guys will be alive. So we want to avoid that if at all possible. I think I'm going to go ahead and use an action point. Hopefully this guy can actually shoot. There we go.
Let them fall before us.
Now, an even better idea there might have been to move forward, because I was going to move him forward anyway, because, of course, he would get a free round of shots. So that's dead. We're not worried about that anymore. We're not going to use any command points on these guys. Actually, this guy still has full action points. So we're going to move him. We'll move him right here for now. Get him ready. He's going to go with this guy to help secure the top areas up here. So again, this is kind of a little bit worrisome. Let's go ahead and just move this guy as far as possible. That way, if this guy goes down for the team, he'll be closer to safety and they won't be able to reach him in that round. So let's go ahead, and he can only move up to 3 because there's a door there that he has to open, which again, opening the door takes 1 action point. Go ahead and move these guys on up. Moving on up. And we'll have this worthless Sergeant Gideon guy come over here, and he will sort of kind of back up this dude. Again, keep in mind, you cannot shoot if your brother is in the way. So if let's say that there was a gene stealer right here that this guy could shoot. Well, if this guy was turned around, I couldn't shoot him because my brother is in the way. So kind of realistic, very realistic, but it is a pain. But again, I don't have too big of a problem with it because it's more, again, realistic, and you have to use more strategy figuring it out. But something to keep in mind. So I think we are good to go. I think everybody's used their action points. You definitely... Oh, I thought he was out of action points for some reason. We'll put him on Overwatch, even though there's not really a need for it, and we'll end our turn. And let's see what happens. Oh god, there's a lot. There's a lot. He's probably going to die.
My vulture has failed.
Again, so the second one pretty much always. He's dead.
Let them fall.
Oh, wow. No, he actually got lucky. He is not going to remain lucky, though.
Fall by my hand.
Wow, okay. And of course, making me look like an asshole. Actually, this might be the sergeant. Maybe? No, it's not.
Without death,
Oh, well.
be no sacrifice.
He actually lived longer than I thought he was going to. That was a ton of gene stealers, though. Usually, if an enemy gets in melee, it's all over. And it only takes 1 actual hit. You don't have hit point bars. So now we're in kind of a sticky situation. Even though there's only 1 there, we're going to try to take this guy out, though. We can't have him screwing with us. And the flamer guy, and you can see I got a free shot off. And I forgot to re-roll my CPs. I always forget to check my damn CPs. I wish you could just set it to auto re-roll ones. Let's see. So I could move backwards, which I think I actually might do, because I don't think the enemy can get to me in its turn. Get to me and hit me in that. So we're going to move backwards. And of course he misses. And I'm going to see if I can heavy flamer. No. Facing the wall. Let's see. We'll turn because we can undo this. I want to see if we can flame this hallway. No. Didn't think so. All right, let's undo that. And we are actually going to... Well, I had to get out of the way. So we're actually going to move him over here. Because the idea being, I want him to get in and get out of the way so that this guy can get in. And then the flamer can lay down a fire trail. The flamers are really, really nice. Because they can set the floor on fire for a round, and enemies cannot get through. So we are actually... Here's what we're going to do here. We might sacrifice... Well, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. Because I'm trying to decide, should I send him down to finish off this one enemy? I don't Oh, whoa. Okay, that is one problem. Hopefully it's still recording. Is the game doesn't trap your mouse. So if you can click outside of the window. Oh, just waiting on it to come back up now. Sorry about that. But yeah, that is a definite problem. It's one of those games that doesn't trap your window properly. Or trap your mouse in the window properly. Anyway, so I'm trying to decide if I should bring this guy down and put him on Overwatch to try to kill this guy as he comes through. But then this guy's... he won't die to that. He won't die to these guys. So what we're going to do, we're going to turn this dude around. And we are going to put him on Overwatch. I think he should be able to see this guy when he runs by. I could take a... Here's what we're going to move him forward one, just to make sure. And we're going to use his remaining action point and last commanding point to use Overwatch. And this guy is out. And again, he probably will be safe. I don't think that guy can get to him. You're out. Let's go ahead and check with these dudes. No enemies coming out yet. Go ahead and move over there. And you will move in as well. And you as well. You're going to move here. Oh, you can see more guys coming out.
Objective logged.
Okay, we'll put him on Overwatch. So yeah, even though the slow movement thing is kind of annoying, most of the time you can get around it by having your dudes move about. I think this guy has, yeah, 1 action point, so I'm going to turn him around so he won't take as many action points to move next time. Let's see, this guy, we'll put you... This guy cannot go on Overwatch because he only has a hammer. So I don't... He probably should be staying in management, but... And what guard does, it means that the enemy has to roll better to kill you in melee. So I think we're pretty much set. I don't know how this round's going to go. Oh, yeah, that's right. We forgot the Overwatch. That would have been a little bit of a problem. Again, these guys couldn't make it to him in a round. So that's why I'm less concerned. And that's why I decided to try to cover my cat carrier. So let's go ahead and end our turn. You guys are probably getting a good idea of how this works. Nice. In fact, he went after him instead of the sergeant, which is great.
My weapon has failed me.
Yep. See what I mean? It's funny / sad when you have 2 or 3 guys on Overwatch at once, and it's just pretty much chain, my weapon has failed, my weapon has failed, my weapon has failed. So yeah, very frustrating. I wish they would have balanced the Overwatch some other way, because it's just incredibly frustrating to hear my weapon is jammed over and over and over again. Alright, so let's unjam that.
Resuming fire.
And I'm actually going to move... How do I want to do this? I was going to move him forward so he gets the... Damn it, I forgot to re-roll the command points again. I think it's kind of dumb that you can't re-roll them later on. As long as you haven't used any command points, you should be able to use them, right? Because the only thing I've done so far is unjam my weapon. And I didn't use any command points, so let me re-roll them. There's no reason not to let me do it. Alright, so we're clear down here. So now we have a problem here, because we have this guy left. We have another group. So let's go ahead and, like I said, I want to kind of move him forward, but I don't have any command points, so let's not be risky. Let's try our best to kill this guy. See, guns never seem to jam when you're in control. It's when you do Overwatch and they shoot multiple times. So I guess the thing being, well, they're shooting so quickly that their gun is jamming, which, you know, whatever, I guess. So we're going to have this guy turn back around, and we're going to put him into Overwatch to kind of watch this guy's ass.
Holding position.
Because again, you don't have to keep all these guys alive. You do get, I think, bonuses if you do. But I like to do it as, you know, kind of its own challenge. It's like, once I get past here, I could just let these guys die. It won't matter. But I do like to keep my brothers alive. to fight another day. Because as far as I can tell, you don't carry over your guys from one mission to another if they live. So like if these guys died, like all of your guys died except for the cat carrying one, I don't think you get penalized in the next mission. Like, oh, you've got less troops to have. I think you start with the same number. Anyway, how should I do this? I want to stay back because this alien is going to have to use an action point to open the door. So that's one less action point he can use to get to me. So I'm going to go ahead and put him on Overwatch.
The enemy will fall before me.
Now this guy is going to turn forward and go on the Overwatch. And you say, well, what's the point? He can't shoot because this guy's in the way. That's true. But if the aliens actually are able to get to him and kill him, then he can go ahead and Overwatch. So I'm going to put him on Overwatch too because he can't really do anything else. Don't think he can actually see anything. At least from the wall, it looks like he's just looking at the wall. So this guy's out. The flame guy... You know what, flame guy? Go up here.
With all due haste.
And I'm hesitant, but I think I'm going to go ahead and open the door. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to open the door. I'm going to go on guard.
They shall not pass.
In case these guys come straight for the door. I'm hoping that they don't. I think I'm going to put this guy on Overwatch. Yes, I'm going to use that command point to go on Overwatch.
The enemy will fall before
The reason being, I think the enemies will tend to run after whoever's shooting at them. So I don't want them coming this way if I can help it. I'd rather them be diverted over there. Because if they come this way, they could kill the fire guy pretty easily and then kill this one, which would not be bueno. So if I can just pull them over here, that would be very bueno. And unfortunately down here it's completely uncovered right now. So that's kind of an issue, but not too big right now since there's no enemies. Let's see, the chain guy, we need to put him on Overwatch, even though, again, it doesn't really matter.
Let them come.
Put you on defense because you don't have anything better to do.
I shall hold.
And I think that's pretty much everything. Yeah. Let's see how this round goes out. I don't think anything tragic can happen this round, but... Oh, well, no, he could be ignored. And of course he's going to miss every time. Oh, wow, so we got another spawn. So that, believe it or not... Awesome, so he got the one coming down the hall. And there was only one over there, luckily. Believe it or not, that actually, if the fire guy lives, I think they're done. Yes? No? Yes, there we go. Sometimes it takes a little while to realize that their turn's over. So this, believe it or not, might actually be a good thing. Because they've opened the door for me, and I can just use my heavy flamer. And not only kill all of these, but block off that spawn point. Well, at least for a round. Yeah. I love the flamers, by the way. This electrical thing over the door means that door is broken and cannot be closed. Now, you can also find doors that are just broken, like they're closed, but they're also broken, and you have to tear them down. One thing I wish that you could do, and if you can do this, I haven't found a way to do it, is to take a functioning door, close it, and then break it. That way, it's harder for enemies. Our enemies can still break the doors, but it takes them longer to get through. I wish you could do that, and if you can, I'm not familiar with how, because I tried it once, and the door just broke, like open. So we are going to move him 4. Because we're safe. You are going to move ahead 2. Because I think his distance is making it hard for him to hit. You know what? No, let's just put him on Overwatch. Flamers cannot go on Overwatch, by the way. I think he might actually just stay in this room. Because this way he can block off either the top or the bottom as he sees fit. So with that said, let's go ahead and bring this guy down. He's going to try to guard the bottom a little bit. Not really too much else for him to do. You are just going to chill out.
They shall not pass.
Put him on guard, even though there's nothing that can possibly get to him this round. Nothing's over here. I might use the command points to get him to move more. Of course, now I have all these guys in the way. He got here faster than I thought. So we are going to move him up 3.
Objective logged.
And we're going to get these guys the hell out of this dude's way. By now, we've pretty much beat this, I think. We're going to move you here. Actually, damn it, I should have moved him. Here we go.
Affirmative.
Yeah, pretty much we have this beat now. This part is the worst. Once you get... And as well, of course, we got lucky that not a lot of spawned over here. But we are going to now move you here. Come on. We're going to use all... And that's probably what we're going to do from this point on. We're going to use any command points we get to get this dude over there. So go ahead and open this door with that last command point. Go down here. There's no enemies, but we will go ahead and put you in Overwatch. And you on guard just in case. These dudes, you're out of action points. Well, actually, we'll have him turn so that we can go into Overwatch on the very unlikely scenario that an enemy makes it through here, which, again, almost certainly is not going to happen. Let's check over here. This guy's got some action. Okay, it's just command. I just like to double check because if you go around and you forget, like you assume you did something and then it turns out, whoops, I forgot, then that is unfortunate. Actually, you know what? This guy's going to move up one. I'm going to see if I can't close this door and then move back. I don't think it's going to matter. It's probably a little over planning here, but you can never be too safe. Okay, these guys are still blocked. They can't do anything. Oh, we got spawns down here. This guy looks like he's wearing insane Mr. T-esque bling. I don't know what it is. And you can zoom in. Like, does it? Like, it looks like he's like got a bunch of chains. Like, sup, dog. All right, so we are going to go ahead and put this guy on Overwatch so that he shoots these guys as they run through. This guy is going to continue doing his thing.
Enemy contact.
And you are going to burninate these guys. Oh, yeah. They're like, yay, the fire's gone. We can get past. Oh, God. Now, sometimes these guys live through the fire, but pretty much every time afterwards, as soon as they could move, they died. So let's go ahead just in case again. We're going to put him... Actually, yeah, we'll put him on guard.
Never falter in the face of the enemy.
We are going to have this guy move the maximum amount. Again, generally I try to wait to use my action points or my command points until the end. Just in case I see like, oh shit, I really needed to not do that. But this time I think it's alright. We're going to Overwatch because we do have an enemy blip down here. It could be anywhere between 1 to 3 enemies, which is not a problem for the chain gun guy. Put the sergeant on guard. And this guy's still walking down. Hurry up, God. Let's go ahead and close this door. And we are going to back up. Because again, that makes it so they have to use one more action point to get through, making it harder for them to get to me. One less action point they can use for movement and or attacks. This guy's guarding. This guy's Overwatch. I really like the strategic elements of this game. And again, I really like XCOM as well. I'll go ahead and put Overwatch on. So the question is, I guess, while I'm setting this up, the question is, should you get this game?
My aim is true.
My answer to that is maybe. Let's go ahead and turn him with the last remaining command point. The answer is maybe. It feels a lot more restricted than with games such as XCOM because of the limitations, like not being able to shoot past your own guys, being limited to corridors. So it feels more limited in that. Now, it's a more strategic limitation, if that makes sense. Like, so you have to plan out things more. So in that, I guess in that vein, it's a good / if not interesting change. I guess my big issues with this game, my big holdups are, one, the constant gun jamming, which we're probably about to see right about now. Oh.
My bolter has failed me.
So that time he actually got 2 shots off. And he's probably going to die here. Yep. So the constant gun jamming is a problem. Oh, so he didn't die. I mean, we're still going to win pretty easily. But I don't know why he didn't die to the fire that time either. That happens sometimes. Like, the fire doesn't kill them, but I should have died anyway? I don't know. I don't quite understand. But again, they can't catch us anyway, so it's not really a big deal. We will lose score, I suppose. We don't need to reroll. We got 3 command points. So even with him on defense, he still died, which is kind of a pisser. But what are you going to do? Let's see. This guy will back up to give him a little bit more room. This guy might take him out, though. But, oh well.
Stay alert, brothers.
I don't know if he can make it to him and attack him in the same round, but we are going to move him over here. See, as you can see, we've gotten such a space. The only way this could go bad was if somehow these guys came through and managed to get to the chain gunner, which I really, really don't see. So we are going to put him in Overwatch.
Securing area.
Put this guy on guard.
Stand your ground, brothers.
And as far as I can tell, the enemies aren't smart enough to know that they need to kill this enemy.
Securing
They're just killing whoever they see, which makes sense.
Stay alert, brothers.
Given their assumed intelligence level. So you are going to back up.
With all due haste.
With all due haste is not
confirmed.
much haste.
Holding.
As much haste as these guys can muster, which again is not much. So these guys, no chance of getting over here. These guys, super unlikely. Of course, I'm saying all this, and then I'm somehow going to lose this mission. So let's go ahead and intern. But yeah, I guess the question is, if I were to own XCOM, is there any reason I should buy this? There's a few reasons, I think, that you could buy this. He's dead.
We live and die as brothers.
So should you buy this if you already have XCOM? A few reasons I think that you might want to. One, if you're a huge Warhammer fan. You probably would enjoy this more since it's in the Warhammer universe and all that noise. Nicely surprised. Oh, nice. And his gun didn't jam. Oh. No, he didn't quite make it far enough. Yeah, nobody gets past the chain gunner. If he misses, it doesn't matter. If they have to go so far, they're going to die. But so any other reason you should buy this? Warhammer fan, big Warhammer fan, or you've played a lot of XCOM and you just want something different. Beyond that, it's really hard to say. So yeah, I just have to get to this porter now, which I will do now. And it's kind of weird, like it recognizes that I've won because my guy got there, but I think I still have to wait on the animation, so it just sits here. This happened the last time as well. I actually lost more men this time than I did when I beat this before. So beyond that, it's hard to say. Like I said, the constantly. Oh, here we go.
The cyber-altered task unit is ours, and with it we can press our advantage. You have earned honor in the blood spilt this day.
Oh well, that's good. So
the assault continues.
We'll go.
But
We'll
not
stop.
without losses.
Well, actually, we'll let it talk about this mission.
Tech Marines have been lost to the enemy, though their armor continues to transmit life signs. It is unthinkable that the gene seed of the Blood Angels should fall into the hands of the Gene Stealers. Peace will be theirs, even if it must be at their brother's hands. Sergeant of the squad.
Alright, so my overall thoughts, at least after about 3 or 4 hours of playing this, I enjoy it, it's fun. But again, my main issues are one, the constant missing of enemies. It just feels very, very frustrating when you waste 4 action points to shoot at an enemy and they all miss when they're at point blank range. I think you do get a bonus every time you shoot. Like, so if you have to roll a 6 to hit them the first time, if you try to shoot them again, you have to get a 5 or higher. The next time you have to get a 4 or higher. It seems like that might be the case from looking at the battle log at the bottom right. But it's still frustrating to waste so many action points just to hit an enemy. Especially, again, when you're in a small corridor and your veteran, grizzled Space Marines, who are supposed to be some of the most bad, or again, they're Terminators. Sorry, they're not Space Marines. I'm sure somebody's like, no, they're not Space Marines. They're Terminators. Whatever. They're still supposed to be damn good. You're in tight you're in tight corridors, and you still can't shoot shit. This is like, this is like Stormtroopers, the game. So that's a major negative for me. And also the gun jamming constantly when you're on Overwatch. I understand that it's supposed to be like a balancing mechanism because Overwatch is so ridiculously powerful if your gun didn't jam. But I would much rather you find another way than your gun's jammed, your gun's jammed, your gun's jammed. It just gets tired. I get so sick of hearing that. And then you have to waste an action point unjamming it. Sometimes I've seen it where during an Overwatch, you'll say something like, the machine gods have smiled upon me. And your gun will unjam and then you can just keep, shooting. But more often than not, you have to waste an action point unjamming. It's just, I would have much rather found a better way. And I don't know if that's, just faithful to the board game. Maybe the board game's that way. I don't know. But as a game, as a video game, I can tell you that it's just very frustrating. And it feels more like you're doing right, but you're kind of just getting screwed by either RNG or frustrating game mechanics. Also, and this is like totally unrelated, you can go to the Librum. It does have your achievements. You can buy the DLC. You can also change your banner. And from what I've seen, you can unlock new banner looks from beating campaign missions. I don't know if you get different banners if you beat it better. Like if you go back and beat a campaign mission without losing any guys, or maybe you beat it faster, maybe you unlock something different. I don't know. But I knew I did get messages that I was unlocking things in the banner. So you can, change it up if you'd like, which I think is a cool touch. I think it's cool that you can personalize that. But overall, I don't know if this game has a demo. I meant to check. It's like I say, it's $30. So it's hard to argue on that price point. If you really like turn-based strategy, it might be worth $30. Again, given off of what I have seen. If you're on the fence, I would say maybe wait until it's about 20-ish. Like maybe if it goes on sale. Again, it's fun, but some of the mechanics, again, like the gun jamming and constant missing, can make it pretty damn frustrating. Also, if you're into multiplayer, definitely check this out. If you're looking for something XCOM-like, but you actually play multiplayer, like against a friend, definitely check it out. Because, again, you play the Marines or Terminators, whatever, and the other person plays the Gene Stealers. So if you're interested in that aspect, definitely look at it and try it for yourself if they have a demo. But anyway, that is my Let's Try for Space Hulk. So hope that I cannot talk. Hope that you guys have enjoyed this. As always, leave comments in the comment section below. I'll leave a link to the Space Hulk in the description below the video. Like my videos if you like them. Subscribe if you'd like to see more of these reviews, or previews rather. And I will see you next time.